On the face of it, the world was a series of stares and whispers that Derry couldn't silence. He didn't want to be seen, not with a face that looked like a map of a fire. He found a high brick wall, draped in heavy ivy, and climbed. He wasn't looking for a home. He was looking for a hiding place where the mirrors couldn't find him. He dropped into the long, unkempt grass of a hidden garden, breathing in the scent of damp earth and neglect. "Mind the apples," a voice crackled like dry leaves. Derry froze, his heart hammering against his ribs. An elderly man sat on a wooden bench, a book resting on his lap. He didn't recoil or look away. He simply pointed to the small, tart crab apples scattered across the grass. Mr. Lamb didn't see a monster. He saw a boy who had climbed a wall. And in this garden, that was the only thing that mattered. Derry braced for the pity, but it never came. Instead, Mr. Lamb spoke of the garden. He pointed to a corner filled with tall, jagged stalks and yellow bursts of color. "People call them weeds," he said, "but I call it a weed garden. It's all life, Derry. Growing, just like us." He explained that he didn't mind the noise of the world because he had the music of the bees and the rustle of the wind through the branches. They sat together, two fragments of a broken world. Mr. Lamb tapped his prosthetic limb with a hollow thud. "Lamey Lamb, the kids call me. It doesn't hurt. You have a burnt face, and I have a tin leg. We're both out of the ordinary, aren't we?" He told Derry that the world was as big as he chose to make it, and that the only real walls were the ones he built inside his own head. As the afternoon sun turned the garden to gold, Mr. Lamb looked up at the heavy clusters of crab apples. "The fruit is ready," he mused. "It takes a bit of work, the pulling and the sorting. I use a ladder and a hook." Derry felt a spark of something he hadn't felt in years, a sense of purpose. He promised Mr. Lamb he would help. He would go home, tell his mother, and come right back. Back in the cramped, familiar kitchen, Maura's voice was sharp with fear. "You don't know him, Derry. People talk. Stay here where it's safe." She saw the garden as a trap, but Derry saw it as the only place he could breathe. "He's just an old man with a tin leg," Derry shouted, his voice cracking. "And he says things that matter." He didn't wait for her permission. He ran. Derry ran until his lungs burned. He crashed through the gate this time, not the wall. He wanted to tell Mr. Lamb that he had chosen the world, that he wasn't afraid of the stairs anymore, because he was looking at the trees instead. The garden was silent, the bees had gone to sleep, and the wind had died down to a whisper. The ladder lay slanted and broken against the trunk of the apple tree. In the tall grass, Mr. Lamb lay still. The crab apples were scattered around him like fallen marbles. Derry knelt beside him, his hands trembling. "I'm back, Lamey Lamb," he whispered. "I've come back. You see, I'm here." But the old man didn't move, and the garden grew very cold. Derry wept, not just for the friend he had found and lost in a single afternoon, but for the boy he used to be. The tears washed over his scarred skin, but they didn't feel like salt and fire. They felt like a release. He realized that Mr. Lamb hadn't just given him a place to hide. He had given him the courage to stop hiding. Derry stood up and looked at the wall he had once climbed to escape. It was just a wall. He picked up a single crab apple, firm and tart in his palm. The world would still stare, and the whispers would still follow. But Derry knew now that he was more than a face. He walked out through the gate, stepping into the wide, bright world, carrying the garden within him.